Today on Monkey Life. It's musical chairs at the Orangs as Roro heads to the nursery.
Hello.
While Xiao Kuai and Awan head in the opposite direction.
Hey, good girl.
Plus, lonely lemur Al meets a new playmate.
He's reacted in the right way. He's done this little kind of cackling noise, which is a submissive noise, so he's doing the right things.
And flirty Capuchin Phoenix convinces dominant male Erico she only has eyes for him. But it's his watermelon she's really after. Monkey World in Dorset, buried deep in the English countryside, is the largest sanctuary of its kind on the planet. The team, led by Dr. Alison Cronin, rescue and rehabilitate abused and unwanted primates from all over the world.
Nothing's ever straightforward on these.
The park provides a home for more than 250 monkeys and apes from 20 different species. It's been a bit of a game of musical chairs for the park's orangutans recently, and today some of the females are on the move again. A few weeks ago, Lucky moved to join the group led by alpha male Tuan because she was struggling to get along with the feisty females at Gordon's enclosure. The move has worked well for Lucky, but her arrival has left poor Roro feeling pushed out. Now the team have decided to move her to the nursery. She has a playful personality, and they hope she'll fit in.
Roro's always been quite a special character, really. She's always struggled in certain social situations. She's never been a dominant character, and she's never been in the nursery with the little ones. She has played with babies before over the years, so we're hoping that she'll get on in there and make a nice group for Bulu and Rika to grow up in, with someone to look up to.
To make room for Roro in the nursery, Xiao Kuai and her adoptive daughter Awan are going to live in Tuan's group. Moving large primates requires a lot of planning.
Hey.
For the last few weeks, Jarno has been giving Xiao Kuai and Awan crate training sessions.
Hey, you are good. Lips properly. Girl.
The training means when they actually make the move, they won't need an anesthetic, far less stressful and safer for everyone. On the day of the move, Xiao Kuai and Awan are separated from the rest of their group, and it's time to see if the training has paid off.
Hey.
Hey, Mama.
Good girl.
James opens the slide connecting the bedrooms to the outside tunnels, and Xiao Kuai is straight out. Awan soon follows.
Come here, Mama.
Jarno persuades Xiao Kuai into the crate very quickly, encouraging Awan to go in at the same time. Once the crate's closed, they're ready to go.
Here, Awan. Awan. Good girl.
Let's go on top.
Calm down a bit. Here, Lovey. Here. Okay, James is clear. Sal Kuai.
All in.
Yeah, it's going really, really well. And Awan quite confident because of Sal Kuai make her confidence as well. I think we're just ready to go to move the house now. Say goodbye to nursery for now, are we?
Moving such a large and heavy crate from one enclosure to another requires specialist equipment. But the team still needs to move it the final few meters to get it into position.
Just agree, yeah? Yeah, lucky enough.
That's good, Jude. Yeah, that's good, Jude.
It's heavy going, but the team work as quickly as they can, so Xiaokuai and Awan spend as little time as necessary in the crate. As soon as the door opens, confident Xiaokuai, with little Awan clinging on, wastes no time. She's straight through the tunnel and into their new home. And Tuan and Ame are there to greet them from a separate bedroom.
All good, yeah. Awan separated off with Xiaokuai as soon as she got in there, so she's obviously feeling more confident than maybe we thought. So yeah, it all seems quite well. Obviously they've got to meet them all yet, but we'll see.
For now, the team will let the pair settle and get used to the sights and smells of their new surroundings. One half of today's move is complete. Next, it's Roro's turn, and the team are hoping that goes just as smoothly.
Come on, darling.
A little over a week ago, Alison agreed to take in an abandoned ring-tailed lemur. The traumatised male had been discovered at a house in Somerset by the RSPCA, who brought him to the park. He'd been without food for days, and his lemur companion had died. The team have now decided to name him Al. When he reached the park, Al was frightened and in shock, and the team are doing their best to help him recover. But sadly, Al is still not feeling at home, and the team are concerned.
He seems very wary, quite nervous, a bit stressed. He's pacing a bit, which is a stereotypic behaviour. So yeah, we're not overly happy with the way he's doing. He's not eating very much. He's taking bits, but not a huge amount of food, not what we would expect him to be taking.
Karen thinks Al needs some company. So today, the team are going to bring Kaya, a female from the lemur forest at Malagasy, to meet him.
We just really want him to be comfortable here in his new surroundings, and we feel that having a friend will help him feel a lot more comfortable with life at the moment. And then even when we do bring him up to Malagasy, hopefully with having Kaya as a friend already, it will help him a little bit when he meets the rest of the troop. Hey, Kaya. The plan is to put some food in a crate, open the door and hope she walks in. That's our plan. You never know. She might do it. She's quite often led by her stomach, so that's what we're hoping for. Right, so do you want to just open it up and see what she does?
Apparently she does that.
There you go, see? That is how you catch a lemur. Can you put your tail in?
I think that might be a record.
There we go, clever girl. Perfect lemur.
Females are dominant in lemur society. When introducing Kaya to Al, she's the one who should take charge, but no one knows how Al will react. Kaya also came from the pet trade, but she's a super confident lemur, and the team are hoping some of this will rub off on Al. Al will eventually be introduced to the whole group at Malagasy, but starting slowly may help him settle into his new life. The two lemurs have already made some contact calls to each other. Now, as soon as she's out of the box, Kaya heads over to get a closer look at Al. Both seem fairly calm, so Karen and Steph decide to let them meet face to face. It's a good start. The two lemurs are relaxed, and Al seems quite happy having another lemur for company. He follows Kaya around without demonstrating any aggression. Al begins scent marking his territory, but Kaya lets him know that she's boss by immediately leaving her mark too. She's a female, and therefore she's the one in charge.
He's reacted in the right way. He's done this little kind of cackling noise, which is a submissive noise, so he's doing the right things. So I do think he wants to be her friend, but I think it will just take a little bit of time for him to get a bit braver and her to just go, okay, now he knows that I'm the boss, and just to settle down a bit. She is a feisty character, so she will push him a little bit, but I think as long as he stays submissive, which he should do, then it shouldn't be a problem. Oh, I know what you heard. You want a treat? Yeah, you can have one. Got it? All I want is for him to be calm and, well, happy, if you can say the word happy. I know you can never know, but I just want him to not be nervous and not be scared. And when you get, Malagasy is one of the most beautiful enclosures here at Monkey World, and when the lemurs are accepted and they get Malagasy, it's a joy. It's one of the best places, and they have so much freedom up there, and to be in high trees where they should be is such a nice thing to watch. It'll take time to get him into the troop, but his future looks amazing if we get him in.
Of all the chimpanzee groups in the park, by far the smallest is Sally's. There are just 5 members, the 2 youngest, 12-year-old Rodders, and his adopted sister Ash, the ever-impressive Brian, now 14, and finally the 2 older females, 25-year-old Lulu, and the matriarch of the group, Sally, who the care team think is probably about 28. Today, Animal Director Jeremy Keeling is going to give them a lunchtime treat, fresh corn on the cob, harvested directly from a local farm. Jeremy has a great affinity with this group. He's seen them all arrive, grow up, and become a contented and happy family.
Sally had the nursery group basically because she couldn't hack it in any other group. I mean, she could not. She was the original women's libber, and in chimpanzee life, you know, if you don't do it my way, I'll thump you. You know, she couldn't get her head around that at all, and I don't think she ever could now. But that's why we use Sally as the role model for the babies.
Ash and Rodders were 2 of Sally's surrogate mum's successes. Both were born at the park as a result of birth control accidents, but rejected by their mums. As tiny infants, they were hand-reared by the care team, but then Sally took over their upbringing.
Rodders and Ash are still terribly close, but they're not joined at the hip anymore. They like to be together, but if the other guy isn't there, we'll get over it. They, not as dependent on the relationship as they were.
All the chimpanzee groups at the park have their fun characters, and the cheeky chappy of this family is Rodders.
He's just a silly boy, and that's fine. We like silly boys. He really, really, really looks up to Brian, and he's happy to do that. He's his big brother sort of thing, and there's no conflict of who's where in that pecking order. And Brian is the most laid-back person in the world, so he doesn't capitalise on it.
Brian has come a long way since being rescued from Mexico, where he was being groomed to be used as a beach photographer's prop. He's developed into a truly impressive chimp, who likes nothing better than displaying it to everyone. Helping Sally keep the youngsters in check is Lulu.
Lulu's actually a lot less bitter than she used to be. She used to have a real chip on her shoulder about her life, generally. She's a lot more laid back and mellow, yeah.
It remains to be seen how this group evolves, but one thing's for certain, they'll always be Sally's family. At the Capuchin Lodge, the little monkeys are in for a treat. A local supermarket has donated a large supply of watermelons, which is already causing huge excitement within the group. The Capuchins do have watermelon occasionally as part of their diet, but never in such large pieces, so it'll be quite a novelty for them. With the gibbons singing in the background, primate carekeeper Jill is placing them around the enclosure, either whole or cut in half.
We're putting out whole ones to get them to work a little bit harder for their food. Normally in the wild, they will use stones to crack open nuts and seeds and things like that. So we're trying to encourage that behaviour of them raising an item that's fairly heavy, lifting it up and smacking it down, hopefully to crack open the melon, and encouraging their core strength as well. So this is for their physical well-being as well as their mental stimulation as well.
Caesar and Phoebe are let out first. In this group of 15, they are the only 2 rescued from the British pet trade. The rest of the group all came from the same Chilean laboratory back in 2008. Caesar is determined to make the most of the head start given to him. He's straight over to one of the whole large watermelons, rolling it onto the ground. But picking it up to smash is the difficult bit. After a couple of aborted attempts, he moves on to easier pickings. Phoebe has also taken the easy option of the half melon. Both can be nervous individuals and wary of others around them, so try and eat as much as they can before the more dominant capuchins are let out. And here come the rest of the group, led by dominant male Erico. He's a big, strong capuchin and highly intelligent. He wastes no time in working out how to open a large watermelon. Marlowe pounces on a half melon precariously positioned on a tree stump. While second in command Sean dives straight in. It seems that most of the boys have snaffled all the tasty melons, while the females like Scarlet and Binti are left to nibble on oat balls. Clever female Phoenix, however, has a sneaky plan. She flirts outrageously with Erico while secretly eyeing up the scraps of his watermelon. And, when he's not looking, she deftly helps herself. Zoe has a different approach. She hangs around high up in a tree where she can easily spot any leftovers. And once the coast is clear, she quickly moves in. Erico is showing the others how it should be done. Mimicking wild capuchin behaviour by smashing the fruit on a hard surface. And breaking it into smaller, more edible pieces. He might be a clever chap, but he still hasn't cottoned on to Phoenix. Those aren't admiring looks, Erico. She's just after your melon. And she gets away with it. With the last of the watermelon almost gone, the next best options are foraging for worms and bugs, or soaking up the sun on one of the platforms. Leader Erico has had a busy morning and is heading inside for a bit of R&R. But perhaps Phoenix has something else in mind. Back at Tuan's house, as 2 orangutans arrive, it's time for one to leave. Xiaoquai and 4-year-old Awan have already successfully moved from the nursery, and now it's Roro's turn to head in the opposite direction. It'll be her first experience of living with the youngsters.
I'll let her through now.
And luckily for the team, persuading Roro from the tunnel into the travelling crate goes smoothly. The maintenance staff are on hand to help transport her quickly over to the orangutan nursery. Once there, the crate is safely secured to the outside tunnel so Roro can be let out. And she doesn't even hesitate.
Finger love.
Hello. Hi.
There's no sign of nerves as Roro heads straight into the nursery bedrooms. There are 5 orangutans already in this house, 4 youngsters plus older female O'Sheen. Meeting O'Sheen will be left for another day, as a female-to-female introduction is much more unpredictable. But the team are really keen for her to meet the 2 male juveniles.
We're going to put Jean in with Roro first and judge the reaction. Hopefully they'll get on okay. It might be a bit of rough and tumble for a bit. And if all goes well, then we're going to put Sylvester into the mix. And hopefully it'll go better that way round. We'll see how it goes.
Everybody ready?
Yeah.
But faced with a friendly and persistent adolescent, Roro doesn't want to know. Jin is used to attention and perseveres. He's looking for a new playmate, or perhaps a partner, and he just won't leave her alone. But Roro deals with it impeccably. She keeps her cool and ignores him until he finally gets the message. But the signs are positive. Roro has been really patient when she could have easily become irritated and lashed out. Next, it's time for Sylvester to meet the new girl. And he's not impressed his pal Jin is paying so much attention to someone else. He hits out at Roro, but she takes it all in her stride.
Roro's actually coping with it quite well. She's not making any sort of dismissive noises or anything like that towards them. She's having to put up with quite a lot of energy going on with them. So to be fair, yeah, she's coping excellently with it at the moment.
A bit more getting to know you time, and Roro has had enough of Jin's fun and games and pushes him away. But he just can't get enough of his new housemate. Next time on Monkey Life. Sadness as one of the park's most iconic characters passes away.
Paddy's gone. His loss is going to be felt right the way around the park.
And puzzle solving in the trees for golden-cheeked gibbons Kim and Tien.